In the US, the average work week is about 40 hours a week. So most employees take a small amount of vacation days and they dedicate most of their life to work. Around 30% of our life is actually spent in the workplace. So with this being said, it's obvious that because of the large fraction that we do spend working, conflicts may or can occur from time to time. After researching the workplace issues that can occur in the workplace, we have comprised a report to explain not only the conflicts that occur, but also sets of solutions that can be implemented to hypothetically solve these problems. The paper consists of a diagnosis, solution, action steps, and an evaluation. The main two problems that we identified to exist in the workplace are lack of organization and having no implementation of a reward system. We also pinpointed other management problems that will be included in the rest of the presentation. We believe it is important for companies to realize these issues and fix them in order to create a successful workplace where both managers and the employees under them are working effectively and happy. The first problem that we address within managers and employees is actually a lack of communication. Not only can this be an issue for employees working for a company, but it can also cost the company a lot of money. 1 out of 3 employees have contemplated leaving the company they work for, all because of the communication efforts being unclear between managers and employees. This means that if companies have a lack of effective communication in their workforce, they'll actually pay for it later. That could either be in employees wanting to leave their job, or it could just be that people that are interested in working for the company can really see that lack of communication that exists and turn around to another job that appeals to them more. The first highly visible impact is that employee turnover is often driven by that lack of connection to the company and a belief in the value of the company's purpose. It is hard for employees to succeed if communication is hard to access. So a study was done in 2018 that basically showed that poor communication results in a failure to complete projects. It also results in employees having low morale, missing performance goals, and it can also increase stress and a loss of sales for the company. So as with many things in life, communication is a key component to a successful and productive business. And if team members cannot work together, that work simply may not get done.
The second management problem that I'm going to be talking about is the lack of boundaries pertaining to friendships that management can develop with their staff and how this can affect other employees. And this is pretty much the idea of favoritism. According to an article that was by Forbes, a survey was conducted by Georgetown University School of Business and found that 92% of senior business executives have played favoritism with some of their employees, and this is such a large, overwhelming number that has been reported. I mean, I'm sure that in everyone's place of work that they assume there's some type of favoritism, but I would have never guessed that it's 92%. Favoritism can take place in any kind of office, no matter how big or how small. I think that favoritism isn't always something that's like intentional. I think it starts with just a boss and an employee, and I think that these interests lead to a furthered friendship that may or may not be something that disrupts their like daily work, but eventually it could lead to problems between not only them but other employees feeling like they aren't receiving the same benefits. Some examples of that could be like a manager giving more shifts to the person that they have a friendship with, or allowing them to come in late without punishment, or to leave early without any problems. And while this might not be a problem at all to the person who's being given this favoritism, obviously the people who aren't being given this favoritism are going to have a problem with it, and this could cause a division in the workplace, which could lead to a hostile work environment, which is not a place that anybody would like to work.
The third problem addressed in the workplace is poor work environment. Working in an atmosphere that is hostile or dysfunctional can really damage many things, including the image of the company, as well as the performance of employees, and also the company's profits. Space utilization can be a factor of this issue because by setting up a workspace that is too small, you could possibly be setting up employees for failure. Productivity in the workplace can be highly affected by ineffective workplace technology. So this can include things like outdated software as well as ineffective technology. Another factor is inefficient workplace processes. So it's very important to adapt to change, and if management is not willing to adapt and they stick with old ways, employees' workflow probably will not be as efficient. Then we have work-life balance, which is also very crucial in the workplace, especially now. It's very common, and there's often a lack of workplace flexibility and balance within companies. The last and final factor is a toxic company culture. Just like a bad attitude, a negative company culture is contagious, and it really lowers employees' engagement and reduces their productivity. Environment still directly relates to productivity, success, and happiness of employees working for a company.
The fourth issue that our group established, and we decided that it was one of the two main problems within management issues, is the lack of implementing a reward system for employees. So although it's a multivariate issue, it mostly does occur when a manager doesn't possess the desire for individual and professional growth for all employees. So what exactly is a reward system? Business Dictionary defines it as a procedures, rules, and standards associated with allocation of benefits and compensation to employees. So through a reward system, you can increase 4 different characteristics. That's attendance, morale, productivity, and retention. So without these characteristics, employees can be discouraged and broken relationships can occur. And they can be between employees and managers, or employees and the company as a whole. So whether it be an intangible or tangible reward, employees want to be praised for their good work.
This is for lack of organization. Not having organization can lead to future issues and failures in the organization because planning, leading, organizing, and controlling were not established from the beginning to create goals to achieve success. Management is overseeing organization and can be broken down into 4 categories: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling of people and resources. Planning is choosing the best goals and course of action to attain them. Organizing is the establishment of tasks and authority with work, people, and the workplace for the group to work together to achieve a goal. Leading is motivating, coordinating, and enabling a distinct vision to get the group to work together. Controlling, otherwise known as directing, is used for systems to monitor and measure how well the progress is going through the directions given. All are a part of how to organize something as a step-by-step process. Organization is one of the easiest ways to create success, but if it is not done correctly, it can be the easiest way to failure. Every prosperous organization has planned accordingly by organizing their plans, and through leadership and control have carried them out. The solution, efficiency, is the measure of how well the resources are used to attain a common goal. Effectiveness is the measure of how appropriate these chosen goals are and how well the organization achieves them. In return, this also helps to create organizational performance. This is a measurement of performance of managers to see how well they are using their resources to please customers and achieve these goals efficiently and effectively. Establishing a line of authority can help delegate responsibilities to every employee, as it is the chain of command for the order of objective to ensure achievement. This order helps establish the arrangement of positions to maximize efficiency through organization and create satisfying career opportunities. It can also create discipline, which is a strategy that is created by managers to help aid in structure. Action. The amount of time spent organizing will depict the future of the business and the success of it. This can also be a continuous process for the future, as it can help maintain and improve any issues. Main issue is failure to plan. The planning process is picking goals to attain, selecting what strategies to use to achieve these goals, and making the decision on how to distribute resources. Evaluation of the planning program involves looking at the solution and actions and the indicators that will be used to measure the success of the program. With technology, there is endless possibilities to collect data when it comes to planning, as everything for organizations is usually virtual. Using spreadsheets, PowerPoints, and any software specific to an organization can ensure proper planning and even become date and time specific. This job is usually given to a person or a team where they only have this job. They then pass it off to the next group that puts together the idea through the same technology. After them, it is sent off to put together the exact plan in place. After this step is finalized, top managers review it to approve the plan, and then if it is approved, it gets sent to middle management to follow through via actions. Planning is a lengthy and detailed process. This can make or break an organization. It can be the answer to achievement if done correctly and carried out exactly for its original intention.
So referring back to the textbook and the classwork that we've learned about in this course, F.W. Taylor centered his scientific management techniques around 4 principles, and that 4th principle relates to this issue. So that 4th principle is establish a fair or acceptable level of performance for a task, then develop a pay system that rewards performance above the acceptable level. So for the solution to the 4th issue, you can include one or all of the following: appreciation, benefits/perks, compensation, or recognition. So pertaining to a monetary reward, this can include an employee buying in company stock, profit-sharing plans, paid time off, bonuses, or a cash award. So this encourages friendly competition in the workplace. In terms of non-monetary reward, this could be flexible working hours or more independence for employees. So this allows employees to gain new skills and advance further in the company. And then finally, recognition. This could be company award ceremonies or public announcements, and this can boost morale and reinforce the positive mood in the company's atmosphere. So taking action for when implementing a reward system, there are 3 easy ways to create a reward system. So first, a manager does need to recognize if he or she is not helping the company and its employees be successful. But first, they need to identify the behavior that needs to be changed. So they need to focus on one specific behavior and then get it under control before moving to other areas in need. Second is gain a better understanding of the employees' motivations and perceptions. And then third, start a feedback loop. So ask the employees if they're enjoying the new system. Diane Dempster says reward systems work best when they're simple. Evaluation. Before implementing the reward system, conduct a baseline assessment of performance. After, measure satisfaction and collect improvement recommendations from employees. So you can do this by surveys or key performance indicators, so then that way they can see if the attitudes, knowledges, and skills have been changed. So using these guidelines will allow managers to appropriately facilitate a reward system.
In conclusion, management problems including lack of good communication with managers and employees, office favoritism, organization, a poor work environment, and no implementation of a reward system can lead to a negative work environment. And obviously everybody wants to have a good work environment surrounding them, which is going to lead them and motivate them to be a harder working employee. Management has such an overall effect on a work environment and how employees view their job and how motivated employees are. And good management can lead to a really successful business, while bad management can really destroy a good work environment. I think that management is super important in the success of a business, and these management problems are just a couple of problems that take place in a work. But there are plenty other management problems that can ruin a business. However, there are plenty of solutions that are able to fix these problems and create better management and a better workplace.